welcome back to The Dish. As always, I'm Jalen Russell, joined again by Jalen Gray, giving you the latest from the NBA. First up, Chicago's in 9th place right now in the Eastern Conference, one game back from Indiana. They're looking like they might miss the playoffs for the first time since 2004. Was it a mistake for them to give up Tom Thibodeau, let him walk over this last offseason?
Yes, it definitely was. And I'm surprised that he hasn't got a job yet, but there's no way you get rid of a talent like that. I mean, while he was there, they finished first, second twice, 6th and 11th in defense. And it was 11th last year when he kind of, had less freedom.
So you're saying they're already on the downtick on that, is what you're saying? So
I'm saying they wanted to focus more on offense.
Kind of got a raw deal by picking up this team that was already on a downturn there.
Okay.
And I mean, let's be honest. It's not like they were really ever going to win a championship with Tom Thibodeau. You never looked at that team and said they're going to make it to the finals and win the whole thing.
They were always a tough team.
They're Memphis. So really,
you never wanted to see them in the playoffs. They were going to beat you up.
They were literally an East Coast.
You're going to have to grind that.
An East Coast Memphis that was going to play you hard, was going to play great defense, but wasn't going to score. So you were like, if we score 90, we're good for the night. As Hoiberg is an offensive-minded coach, and I think the reason now is because he's an offensive-minded coach with a defensive-oriented roster. So if you give him another year or two, and he has a couple guys that can come in, gets a couple more scores, gets rid of a guy like Joakim Noah who didn't really fit the offense. Because
who wants to come to a team that's not winning?
Because they have Jimmy Butler, they have Derrick Rose. It's not like they don't have pieces. Mirotic has been playing out of his mind.
We don't know what's left of Derrick Rose. But that's another thing. Tom Thibodeau got a raw deal. Only because he didn't know that his franchise player. But I'm just going to say that last year he was balanced in offense and defense. They were ranked 11th in both, and I think that's what they wanted. And just because they had issues in the front office, that's why he's gone. But he was definitely a valuable coach.
Give Hoiberg a couple years. I think they'll be right back in the playoffs. They'll be fine. But moving on, Russell Westbrook has had an insane March, and we can all agree on that. And honestly,
March Madness.
In my head, I think he should be co-MVP with Steph right now. I think at the end of the year, let's
go. Are you talking about for the month?
No, for the year. First time ever co-MVPs for the entire season. Yes. What do you think about that?
I think that you're out of your mind. I don't think there's any way. First of all, there's never been co-MVPs. There never should be. If you're not first, you're last.
Why not?
But
new precedent.
I think the fact that you're even trying to put Russell Westbrook or Steph Curry in this conversation with Russell Westbrook and not just saying Russell Westbrook is the MVP, just means that Steph Curry is the MVP.
I mean, part of it's public opinion, because obviously everyone's like, oh, Steph Curry, everyone is just loving Golden State right now. They're chasing the record. So
there's a lot of politics
just got thrown in there. We look at what Russell Westbrook did. He had 8 triple-doubles last month. That is the first. He's the first person since Michael Jordan to do that most ever in a month. Tied for most ever in a month, rather. He has 16 overall. No one else has put up numbers like this in over 50 years. This guy is playing out of his mind on any given night. He can go off for 25, 10, and 10 and win a game every single time.
I think the key point in what you're saying is that people haven't done this in a long time. We've seen the stuff that Russell Westbrook is doing right now. We've never seen the stuff that Steph Curry is doing.
When have you ever seen a point guard attack a rim like Russell Westbrook does, or completely tear apart a team?
with his tenacity, he's the most athletic point guard I've ever seen in my life.
Arguably most athletic player ever.
Definitely. AI still attacked the rim with the same tenacity. He just wasn't as big. No, definitely not. But you've never seen anybody make over 300 three-pointers in a season.
So he's a great shooter, but you're going to say that great shooters automatically get the MVP vote, so you're going to throw Kyle Korver in the MVP race because he can shoot well?
No, but he's also averaging 30 with 7 assists, and he also has the best per in the league.
And Russ is averaging 23.8. He's 3rd in per, which he's 8th in scoring, 2nd in assists. He's averaging almost 4 more assists than Steph Curry, averaging 7.7 rebounds.
Yeah,
he's the only player under 6'4" in the top.
But we know that the MVP race is not all about numbers. Otherwise, James Harden would have won the MVP last year.
James Harden arguably should have won it last year. I'm not saying that he shouldn't have.
Yeah, but we just know this is how the MVP race works.
So if it's not
there's
about
politics
numbers,
in it. I mean, Steph Curry he's a part of the best team in the league right now, and he's also leading the league in scoring. Usually those two, and you get the MVP.
Right. Okay. So that's great, but he also has a lot more help. Whereas Russell Westbrook is pretty much carrying this team with Kevin Durant. It's just the two of them against everyone, and they're getting people's best every night, just like Golden State is. And he's still putting up these numbers. Toronto came out the other night and said they're going to double team him. And he said, bring 3, and then dropped a triple-double on them anyway.
He's unstoppable.
Player. He's unstoppable right now. MVP agreed to not give him at least consideration for co-MVP.
There's no co-MVP. So this conversation shouldn't even happen. But Steph Curry is having a historical season individually, and his season is also on a historical run. So, you just can't top that.
We'll have to see where the votes fall at the end of the season. That's all we have for you this week. Thanks for watching. Have a good week.